Welcome to part one of my Passport to Pretty Jolly Holiday workshop and class. I'm going to show you how to create this fun 3x6 card using the Tags Till Christmas stamp set, the Ornament punch, which coordinates beautifully with that stamp set, and the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set for the sentiment. Very fun, very easy, and a lot of wow impact. To create a 3x6 card, I need to cut a 6x6 piece of very vanilla cardstock. The ridge should go on the inside, so I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to use a bone folder to set a nice crisp crease. Next, I'm going to use a piece of the Jolly Holiday cardstock and some snail. The colors in the Jolly Holiday designer paper, it's actually not cardstock, are cherry cobbler, very vanilla, and old olive. They're lovely colors to work with, and we have many things in the Stampin' Up! Line that will coordinate perfectly with them. That's one of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Is everything coordinates so beautifully. And then I also created another strip from the same designer paper from Jolly Holiday. It's always two-sided. Actually, it looks really cute that way, but I'm going to focus on using the stripe. I'm going to add the stripe next. Get a little bit at the ends. You don't have to run it all the way down. So this particular piece is 2 1/4 by 6, and this strip is about 3 1/8 by 6. So everything runs the complete distance across from the card, and I'm going to cheat and use my little polka dot pattern to line up this stripe so that I get it straight. So let's move on to these neat ornaments. I made a couple of them. The stamp, as I said before, is from Tags Till Christmas. It's a wonderful stamp set. I love any stamp set the Stampin' Up! Puts out that coordinates with their punches. Goes right to my wish list. Next, I'm going to take a piece of very vanilla cardstock. And here's the stamp. I have the clear mount version, but they do have the wood mount version available for those of you that love the traditional wood mount and love things ready to go. I'm inking it up with cherry cobbler. Getting it good because it's a solid image, and making sure it's inked up nicely. And I always stamp on the same side that I am right-handed, so I'm going to stamp it on the right, and that makes the punching process much easier. So I'm going to put it on there good and firm, and I've got a wonderful impression. Little tip for you: if you ever have a problem or you have a brand new stamp that is a fairly solid image, you can always use an inexpensive sanding block to lightly rough it up a bit. That helps sort of the very smooth surface get a little roughed up so that it transitions better and transfers the ink a little bit better. Next, as I said before, I always stamp on the right because I punch on the right. Now if I had stamped it over here, it's much more awkward trying to line something up like this. So I always stamp on the side that I punch. And this is so nice that our stamps just coordinate perfectly. There's a little white edge, which I find quite beautiful. But everything else lines up nicely. So now I have this sweet little image. And then I am going to, I showed this little tip on my video, I use paper snips to get these jewels. These are the basic pearls jewels stick-ons. First of all, it helps remove them very easily, and then I can set them right where I want them, hold it down, and pull out the scissors. So I've got that right where I want. So let's set those aside, and we'll work on the sentiment. I'm going to actually flip this over because I'm going to be punching the sentiment, so I want it on the right-hand side. And I'm going to use cherry cobbler again, and this little Merry Christmas sentiment from the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set. Gives a nice crisp little image. And then I'm going to use this oval punch. It used to be referred to as the large oval punch. I don't have the exact dimensions of it, but it will be on the workshop information for you. So I have that ready to go. And I will grab the scallop oval punch, which will instantly create a wonderful background for you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The one thing I often tell you is on almost every single project, I do Stampin' dimensionals. That little extra pop makes such a difference in making your cards a wow card with minimal effort. So I'm going to line this up. I think we're in good shape. And I'm going to use a little bit of snail. To set the sentiment. I just realized I need to also put some little pearls on the sentiment. I can still do that. And then on each of these guys, I'm going to put dimensionals. I'm going to do the dimensionals on them first before I adhere them. As you can see, this is just like a live demonstration. Oops, things stick together. That's okay. I'm not going to do it twice. I'm going to show you how it really is when I'm doing it myself. Although I've practiced it because I already did one card with it. So I'm not totally doing it live for you. So I'm going to first do the middle. I'm going to call it the middle image, my lowest image. And I'm not making them absolutely perfect. Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually move that over just slightly. You have to be really careful when you reposition dimensionals. And I am going to move it over because I needed just a little more room. And then I'm going to put this one here, almost to the top, a little bit tighter in. And this one I'm going to float to a little lower just to have a little staggering effect. And the last touch, as I said, I am going to put, just to juice up this little sentiment, I'm going to put 2 pearls on it. One right on this corner. See, doesn't that just juice it up cute? And one right here. Boy, that helps with the snips. I hope you enjoyed this part 1 of the demonstration from my Jolly Holiday Workshop. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to show you what else I have in store. Thank you.